ultimately going to happen. I will wind up locked in a cage in an institution or buried in a pine box deep in the ground. What I can only describe next that happened is divine intervention. I ultimately received a scholarship from the Hope Shop to get into sober living, and I refer to that as divine intervention because the present day results of that are truly miraculous. Today, I'm an active member of my community. I give back. I do my best to enrich the world around me on a daily basis. I help other addicts achieve sobriety, not because I'm paid to do it, because I'm not. It's because it's what I'm called to do. I get to celebrate my mother's golden years with her, and she now has a sense of peace that she did not get to feel for over half a decade. In life, we benchmark our years with moments. When we reflect on our years, there are typically a couple of those moments so profound that those memories stay with us for a lifetime. Rarely are we fortunate enough to have two of those moments happen in one day, but for me, today is that day. Being here is the second of those moments. The first of those occurred this morning, where for the first time in 5 years, my 7-year-old little girl, I didn't have a lot of time for tears, got to wake up in her own bed, in her own room, in her mother's home. I made her breakfast. I got her ready for school. I packed her lunch, and I hung a placard on my rearview mirror for the first time that proudly stated, "I am the mother of this child." I dropped her off at school, and I told her I loved her. And if that doesn't speak to the generational impact that an organization like the Hope Shop makes, I don't know what does. There are a lot of great organizations out there, and they do amazing things, but I personally have rarely seen one that utterly changes the fabric of our community right in our homes and right in our own backyards until now. So in closing, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for that opportunity. I'd also like to thank each and every member of the Hope Shop organization. My name is Carrie, but thank you for restoring my faith.
Thank you, Carrie.
Okay, I missed a name. The first speaker is Harvey Reinhardt with West Pasco, Saratoga.
Oh. Well, we'll do you before we do the resolution. You want to do that one now? Mike? We're going to do that before the relation? Okay, come on up. This is kind of a celebration.
Okay. Well, we should bring Marilyn up too.
Whoever wants to come up for
Steps to
this
recovery.
award is fine.
My name's Harvey Reinhardt. I live at 14116 Mulberry Way in Odessa, Florida, and I'm member, treasurer, secretary of the West Pasco Saratoga Club, and we're the managing club of the Pasco Scallop and Music Fest. So we want to thank all the sponsorships that we had. We want to thank Jack and his staff for making it all possible for it to happen.
They worked very hard.
Extremely hard. And we want to thank those that helped us, Steps to Recovery and the Parks and Recs. And today we want to present checks to each of our organizations in the amount of $7,000. Marilyn?
Thank you. Wait, let's do this different.
You want to
What?
move to receive and file,
Yeah,
Marilyn?
okay, let's do that
Move
first.
to receive file.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So you have 3 placards or 2? 2? 3. So
One's for
are there,
Parks and
I
Rec.
have
too.
one with the.
is anyone else here with you? Is there anyone else here with you?
I don't see any.
Jack, I definitely think you should go down.
Jack, come on down and
And
you take it.
Stay up here.
Another Kathy Pearson for Parks and Rec.
yeah, let's read off who the recipients are, each one, because I think you only said 2. Yeah. And then
Read out who they're for. She wants you to read out who
Yeah.
they're for.
Yeah.
I will.
Go ahead.
but you have to stand at the
The
podium.
microphone so they can record it.
All right, we have one for the Board of Commissioners for Parks and Recs for summer camp for the children that can't afford it.
Okay.
We have a
In the
check,
amount of $7,000.
$7,000. And we have one for Steps to Recovery in the amount of $7,000. And our West Pasco Saratoga Club in the amount of $7,000. And I might add that $5,250 of that will go to Saratoga Speech and Hearing Foundation because it's an organization that The club started 41 years ago,
I donate my glasses to you guys.
and we give 75% of whatever fundraisers we have to the organization.
Wonderful. So first, let's
Yes.
so thank you. I'd like to take a photo. Does anyone else want to come down and get in the photo, and then we'll move on? Yeah, come on down. This is special, and we'll. Jack, you wanted to give us some tape?
Yes.
Slide a little bit that way. Are you ready?
I pass by your construction every day, so. Yes.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Matius, and I'm with Steps to Recovery. We're an organization that helps veterans, homeless veterans with the disease of addiction. And I cannot sing the praises of the people of Pasco County and the Board of County Commissioners. We have had our little organization grow from 6 beds in 2006 to pretty soon it's going to be over 80 beds for people who want to recover from drugs and alcohol. And it's all due to the residents and to the Board of County Commissioners that have supported us over the years. And the building itself is actually coming along beautifully. It's on Trouble Creek between Grand and Madison. They're expecting it to be completed in the spring. I think they said, let's say February, March. I'm not sure I trust construction people with when they're going to be done all the time. But that's what they're telling us. And that building will house 30 veterans, and we'll have a support person on staff there. And we're just thrilled. We're also going to do some educational things, and I'm at a loss for what else to say. I know you've got a busy day, but thank you, thank you, thank you. You will never know how much you all are appreciated, every single one of you. Thank you.
Marilyn, thank you for all the great work you're doing for our
Yes.
community. I mean, it's been so easy to get behind you with all the great stuff you're doing from the get-go. And I'll tell you, at the Scholar Fest, her team of people that live in those homes were all out there volunteering, and they were phenomenal.
great.
Things were coming up, whatever was needed, they did a phenomenal job. So we're so happy what you're doing for our veterans and helping our community a better place. So thank you.
You know, in about 2 years, we're going to have so many resources, you know, when all these construction projects that are so good that are going on. And we're going to get you some oak trees to replace the ones you had to knock down. Okay. All right, we'll continue now with public comment.
Okay, thank you. Peter Crescent and then Corey Corley.
Wait, I think we already did. Didn't we already do her?
No, we did Carrie.
Oh, Carrie.
Good morning. My name is Peter Cretion, and I am a resident of Pathways, which is a local sober living, transitional living. The address is 7306 Walnut.
I don't know if you need.
Y'all need it?
You need the address for public.
Okay,
Okay.
can you give Hope Shot's address? I don't know if we should give out the addresses.
Yes.
Let me-
CRECIUN.
I don't want to give it.
That's fine. You don't.
We won't take your address.
Okay, not a problem. I came to Pasco County through a rehabilitation center, one of your local clean rehabilitation, and I was sent there by my insurance company. I had gotten about as far down as I was willing to go. I'd been at this place in my life before, but somehow I always had a backup plan, and I ran out of options. I I lost my Merchant Mariner's credentials due to failure of a drug screening, and I was let go. And I have a 30-year-old son, and he happens to work in the insurance industry, and he was able to get me insurance to get into the Pasco County clean recovery here. And that's where I very first met the Hope Shot. They had come in, they would come in about twice a week at that time. And just saying that they had a pathway to getting into sober living once you were done with treatment. And I'd never been through the full treatment process. That wasn't my experience. I've been on this, I'll be turning 50 this Halloween. And it was always a spin dry with the insurance, 14 days, 28 days. I went through the entire alphabet soup this time. I went through the residential to the PHP to the IOP, and the IOP is where Hope Shot really stepped in, because I was antsy at about the 2-month turn. I just wanted to get out. I wanted to get back to work. I wanted to, get into sober living. And I maintained continuous contact with one of the caseworkers there on a daily basis, because that's what I was told to do, and he was sober, so I did. He was a great asset. He never judged. He never spoke from a position of authority. He was just a listening ear. And when I got to the end, he says, "I got you." The whole way through, "I got you. Don't worry about it." I said, "But I'm not a resident of Florida anymore, even though I was at one time." Just don't worry about it. If you're in Florida, you're a resident of the state of Florida. Don't worry about it. I'm not a resident of Pasco County, because I was hearing other people get shot down. He's like, "You're doing everything right, Pete. You have nothing to worry about." And then right at the tail end, he goes, "How about a little more treatment?" He said, "I have funding to get you into real recovery IOP program." And I was not hesitant, but I didn't have any other option. It was the best thing that possibly could have happened to me, because...
I apologize, but you have just a few more seconds.
All right, not a problem. The Hope Shot has done wonders for me. I'm starting back to school November 17th and at Benet's Career Academy. And they've supported me through the entire way. If it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'd be. Thank you very much.
Well, we're happy for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all of it.
One more signed up, Corey Corley.
And you have 3 minutes. I didn't read my instructions this morning, so.
Good morning, all. My name's Corey Conley. I'm originally from Alabama. I moved down here to Florida. My godmother brought me here because I was homeless. And some things happened to where I ended up back out on the street. I was living in a tent in the woods, homeless, behind a Dollar General with no job, no prospects. I was drinking and using every single day. I was in a very, very dark place, and I was going to commit suicide. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But somehow some people found out, and they got me into Baycare North Side in Tampa. And I stayed there for 10 days. And a lady there, she got in contact, apparently, with the Hope Shot. And I got in contact with Nathan, and if it hadn't been for Nathan and Justin, Dave and Thomas and all of them there, that I wouldn't be standing here talking to y'all today, because the Hope Shot saved my life. I am now clean and sober, 95 days. It's the first time I have been consecutively sober this long in almost 25 years, and I'm 35 right now. So I've always done some kind of mind-altering substance because I didn't want to deal with myself. But now it was all thanks to those fine gentlemen back there. I love them. I would do anything I could to help them. That's why I come and I'm speaking here before y'all right now. And don't really have much else to say. Just that if it wasn't for them, they saved my life. That's all I can say. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here now. So thank y'all for your time, and Justin, Nate, I love y'all.
Corey, thank you for your testimony, and God has bigger plans for you.
Thank y'all for your time.
Bringing tears to my eyes this morning. Okay. Is that it? That's signed up?
Man,
So-
there's a gentleman here, Mason Ace, that wanted to speak. He actually brought a flyer up that we printed up for us. He wanted to speak. But I guess he didn't sign up.
Okay. Name and address, please.
My name is Anthony Wolford. I live at 13111 Tiller Drive, Hudson, Florida, 34667, Signal Cove. I'm here today. I'm not much of a speaker, and I was kind of asked to do this, I guess. Back that up. Let's start for beginning. That's not right.
Is this your paper here with the,
It is. I don't read very. I mean, I read, but not that great.
and under pressure, it gets harder.
It does. Good morning, County Commissioners. I would like to introduce myself as Good Citizen. I'm here today to discuss the unlawful operation of red light cameras in our community. As a concerned citizen, I've taken it upon myself to investigate the permitting and operations of these cameras. I'd like to start by saying I've personally fought through cameras in court and won not once, not twice, but 3 times. One was because the accuser didn't show. There was 25 of us standing there that day, unable to go through our 4th Amendment due process and 14th Amendment to question your accuser, so they were thrown out, all of them. In front of the other 2 judges, I legally defended the case, and they were thrown out. Despite this, I turned in all that information recently to the Newport Richey magistrate. In the most recent case, he ignored the evidence and found me guilty, even going so far to charge me an additional $100 for exercising my constitutional right of questioning my accuser free of charge. The issue with the cameras are going beyond personal experience. However, the facts are clear. The cameras are operating without valid permits. The permits expired, was denied, or the permit extensions were denied September 16th. And despite reapplying yesterday, Monday, October 2025, the operators have done nothing to update cameras and signage by FDOT standards. In fact, I have photograph evidence that demonstrates the camera's non-compliance, which was provided to me by James Meyer, the FDOT permit signer. This evidence shows the cameras are not operating with
Gets to speak.
the required standard, and yet they continue to issue citations to our citizens. The cameras are not only unlawful, but they also have a negative impact on our community. They're more focused on generating revenue than improving safety. They're a burden on our citizens, and it's time for them to be removed. I urge you, our elected representatives, to take action in ensuring that our community is not profiting from unlawful activities. Remove the red light cameras and let's work together to find alternate solutions that prioritize public safety, not
Thank you.
revenue.
Thank you very much.
Madam Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
The county commission does not have a red light program. It's only the municipalities that have red light cameras.
So you need to go to the city council meeting, Newport Richey City Council meeting.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is a good practice for you.
Sure.
And you did a good job.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else here who wishes to speak to the Board of County Commissioners this morning? And I have a note here that there's no virtual public comment this morning. So that's down, our system is down? Is that why?
Nobody signed up.
Oh, no one signed up. No one signed up. Oh, put it on my speech. Okay. All right, then we are gonna move on to resolutions. Ready? Yes, and we're gonna go a little out of order. We're gonna do RS4. RS5.
RS5, Resolution 26-019, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the second week of October as Case Manager Appreciation Week in Pasco County.
Isn't it perfect? We have the Hope Shop people here. Let these guys go.
Whereas,
Wow.
yeah,
Keep coming, but you can keep reading.
okay. Whereas case managers play a pivotal role in ensuring that every resident in Pasco County has access to essential social, health, and community services, and whereas these dedicated professionals excel in coordinating comprehensive care and navigating complex service systems to meet a wide array of individual needs, and whereas through their expertise and compassionate approach, case managers connect individuals and families with critical resources, thereby strengthening the community's overall well-being, and whereas case managers foster meaningful relationships and serve as trusted advocates, addressing challenges and empowering residents to achieve greater stability and independence, and whereas their unwavering commitment to service benefits every citizen in Pasco County and enhances collaboration among the governmental agencies, nonprofit organizations, and community stakeholders, creating a robust network of care. And whereas the exemplary efforts of case managers reflect the county's dedication to ensuring that all residents receive timely and effective assistance during both times of crisis and periods of transition, and whereas the sustained excellence of compassionate service of case managers serve as an inspiration to our community and strengthen the overall fabric of Pasco County, and whereas the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County recognizes that honoring these professionals reaffirms our commitment to a community built on support, inclusion, and mutual respect. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that the said board hereby declares the second week of October as the Case Manager Appreciation Week in Pasco County, done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting on this 21st day of October 2025.
All right.
I'll take a motion.
Move to, second. You beat me to
All
it.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Yeager.
All right. Well, we proudly recognize the second week as case manager for your dedication, compassion, your expertise, your unconditional love, the hours you spend with these families, the complex situations you guys navigate, the emotional toll it takes on you. You know, when you go home at the end of the day, your job's not done, and it's so heavy that it's hard to let go of that, let go of your day, thinking about those people and how you can help them. And I will tell you, I wore purple for domestic violence because I know you guys help some domestic violence victims. And I did case management for 10 years, and you never know truly the impact. Like, I have kids from 2012 that still call me and say, Miss Lisa, I need your help. I'm in the hospital. They're not listening to my voice. Can you please come advocate for me? Like, you guys are in the trenches with these people. You are changing lives and generations to come, because you're not only changing their lives, you're changing their children's lives, their parents' lives. I mean, what you guys do is so important, and thank you just doesn't cut it. So thank you for all the endless hours you guys, and even I know when you're off of work and you'll think of something and do something. You're always working as a case manager. You never stop working. So truly, we can't pay you enough for the hours that you work, because you're always working, and know that we recognize that. So thank you for all you do.
Commissioner Mariano.
I just want to say thank you for picking such a great career and all the people you're helping. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Oakley.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for everything you do for each and every one that you see and lead to a better life. And you've got a lot of rewards in the fact that you're there for them and help them and get them on in the right place where they need to be. So thank you very much.
Commissioner Wade.
Thank you. And likewise, you know, it's an important job taking care of everybody else, but remember to take care of yourselves. It's a heavy burden that you all probably face every single day. And remember, you know, you're no good to no one if you're not good to yourself. So thank you for choosing this profession.
And I'm really happy to see all your faces. I had no idea we had so many, but you know, at the end of the day, we have such great need. You probably need more help, but and one man besides you, unless some aren't all here today. We need everybody. There's 3? Okay.
No, I just wanted to speak when you were done.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I have a sister, and we heard from some of the Hope Shot folks. I have a sister who's battled addiction in Miami, and she's now got a case manager, and she's housed. And she actually used to run a sober home, but then she fell back. So I really am very grateful for what you're doing for our citizens. And the Hope Shot, one of the gentlemen brought up that he's going to the Benet Academy for training for a job. And, once you get someone housed, I'm so proud of this county that we help people then get employment. Because if you don't have a job, you don't have a reason to get up every day and go, find a way to sustain yourself and your family, you're going to fall right back. So we're very grateful for all the work you do. And for our community, when I first moved here, and I see Chuck Gray sitting back there, King Healy told me, a gentleman who's passed away, I think some of you knew him, that this is the most generous county ever. And I really have lived here 30 years now, and I really feel that our citizens really care about our other citizens. And our government cares about our other citizens too. So I'm really proud to be from Pasco, and thank you for all the work that you do for Pasco County. Would you like to speak to us, please?
Actually, I just want to.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
If I may, on the accolades, you guys have done phenomenal work. You're on the tip of the spear when it comes to working with the most vulnerable in our society. And I don't think you got enough play last year, but you guys really stepped up when we had so many impacted and displaced citizens during the hurricane. So I'm grateful that we haven't had that this year. Absolutely. But nevertheless, the work you do is of monumental importance, and everything that the board has said is true. And I just thank you for it.
So good morning, members of the board. Brian Hoban, Director of Community Services, and I want to first and foremost thank you for that powerful recognition. Just so you know, we do have 2 teams up here today, the Pasco County Senior Services Lead Agency team, as well as our Human Services Case Managers, to honor both of them.
Okay.
And I, just like everyone else, would just like to take a brief moment to address the case managers. Today, we honor not just your work, but your unwavering heart for this community. You are the quiet force behind stability, the bridge between crisis and hope, and the reason so many in Pasco County find their way forward. Your ability to navigate complexity with compassion, to advocate fiercely and listen deeply, transforms lives every single day. You don't just connect people to services, you connect them to dignity, to possibility, and to a future they may not see without you. This resolution is a public affirmation that your work matters, that you matter, and that Pasco County is stronger because of you. Thank you for being the heart of our service. And that really is to my team. I really appreciate that.
I just want to add one thing, that compassion fatigue is a real thing. And if you ever get it, reach out to your supervisor, because you really do need to take a break. As Commissioner Waitman said, you need to take care of you. And that's one of the things that I learned the hard way, that I wasn't taking care of me. So make sure you take time to do that.
Yeah, there's so many of you. I'll have Commissioner Yeager come down, and we'll stand up behind. Okay? Commissioner, do you have your, oh, you got it. Okay.
If some of you could go this way.
I bet you have to squeeze in a little bit. I was supposed to wear green.
Just anywhere. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, and then just make sure you can see me. So look through your windows.
I do have a green jacket in my car. Ready for the next one? Okay. Which is the next one?
I have
Commissioner Oakley, we'll go to RS1.
RS1, okay. Resolution number 26021, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, celebrating Veterans Day on November 11th, 2025 in Pasco County. Whereas the services of over 50,000 veterans in Pasco County in protecting our freedom and the hardships endured by their families are recognized by the citizens of our county with the deepest sense of gratitude. And whereas Pasco County continues to look to its veterans as leaders, carrying their patriotism and concern for others far beyond the battlefield, participating in local government, community groups, charitable organizations, and voluntary service programs. And whereas across Pasco County, individual veterans, veterans associations, and over 260 veterans employed by Pasco County are helping provide support and advocacy within the veteran community, continuing to make progressive strides in resolving the plight of homeless veterans and fostering in young people a genuine love of our country and a profound sense of personal duty, honor, and civic responsibility. And whereas Pasco County urges all local employers, organized labor, veterans organizations, and other government leaders to support the effort to increase employment opportunities for the men and women who have faithfully served our nation in the military. And whereas to provide ongoing advocacy to the veteran community, Pasco County has established county veteran services offices recognized by the Florida Department of Veterans Affairs, which serves veterans throughout Pasco County. And whereas a veteran will never leave a fallen comrade behind, and likewise, Pasco County will always look to serve the veteran community through our county veteran services offices. Veteran organizations and events such as Pasco County Stand Down, ensuring that Pasco County veterans have the tools they need to transition into a successful civilian life. And whereas Pasco County owes the veterans of this county and this nation a tremendous debt of gratitude for taking the sacred oath to support and defend this nation's Constitution and the ideas of liberty and democracy. These patriots represent the best of us, and on Veterans Day, we honor their service, dedication, and valor, and are forever grateful for their sacrifices. And whereas Pasco County encourages the citizens to recognize the importance of honoring all those who made sacrifices to preserve freedom by displaying green lights in a window of their place of business or resident on November 4th through November 11th, 2025. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby calls on all Pasco County citizens to celebrate Veterans Day on November 11th, 2025 by flying the American flag, celebrating those veterans who are employed by Pasco County, and remembering the sacrifices of all veterans who have made throughout the years to ensure our freedom and our way of life. Done and resolved in the regular session with a quorum present and voting on this 21st day of October 2025.
Take a
Move
motion.
approval.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Commissioner Oakley.
Yes. When they start talking about senior citizens and veterans, I perk up because I happen to be the only one here that was both. So
No,
it's
I'm a
it's
senior.
very important. Well, I heard you were a boot camp sergeant. Was that right, Ms. Starkey?
That's right, that's right. I'm the mother of
She could have been anyway.
I'm the mother of military.
Right. But it means very much to me that what you've done in your past and all the veterans all over the country that have made it to where whatever wars we've gone to and battles we've been in, we have come back and uphold freedom for all of the American people. There's nothing better than that. Some actually give their lives to the cause of us being free, and we need to thank them each and every day, not just once a year, but all the time. Fly the American flag and be proud of what it stands for and what you've done for your country. So we thank you for all the work there. Is there anyone from your group want to speak, or?
I'll say a few words, sir. That's all right.
Come on.
Good morning. My name's Dave Gerson. I'm the manager of Veteran Services. Thank you, commissioners, for this time. We are a very humble group. These veterans do not enjoy the spotlight, so that's why I forced them to stand up here with me. They would love nothing more than
they're all
just
gonna have to
be at
speak,
work.
too.
But Standing behind me is a portion of our team. Collectively, we have over 160 years of military service. Not only did they serve their country, but they continue to serve our county. They serve a life of service, and I appreciate them every day for that. Without them, I would not be successful. I am very grateful for the trust and confidence that Paula and Kathy have given me to lead this team. Rightfully so. It's a team of rock stars, and I'm just humbled to be a part of it. We have recently celebrated the 250th year of some of the services. The best one coming up on November 10th, the United States Marine Corps. A few in the crowd. I'm proud to be one of the few. But I did want to say thank you for everyone's recognition and the time today to allow us to be recognized. For those that did serve, as well as in the county, something I like to say whenever I speak to folks is that even if you didn't serve, there's not a person in the room that doesn't know someone or isn't related to someone that did serve. So it does affect everyone, and I appreciate that recognition. And lastly, I just want everybody to recognize these folks. I am proud to work with them every day. You will never find a more humble group of guys that ever existed, and I'm just really grateful to be here in front of you for that. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your service.
Well, let's have all veterans stand up, because we have other veterans here. So we'd like to honor all our veterans here today. Look how many we have. Terry, I did not know you were military.
One other thing I'd like to remind everyone, we have 3 veteran offices in Pasco County, and they're the best of the best.
Yep.
We're very proud of the action we get out of our 3 offices here in Pasco County and what they do for our veterans. So I appreciate that, and thank you for all, because we had the World War II Memorial there in Dade City, which I've been very concerned about. Everybody else is worried about a tree. I'm worried about World War II Memorial that I'm afraid might get damaged one day. So I don't want it. I want to protect it. Also, I think we have Vietnam War Veteran Memorial here in front of this facility. So if you don't know that or have never been there, you need to go and travel and read some of the names and get some of the history from the walls there that are on those memorials. So,
And you see the flags.
anybody else like to speak?
Yes, we're going to have Seth
Okay,
speak next.
Seth?
Sure. Yeah, gentlemen, thank you. You know, it's a choice to serve, right? Something in your heart that leads you to serve and protect the greatest country on the face of the planet. And once that service heart, you know, takes off, I'm glad you guys still stick with it when you're done with your service here. You know, it's awesome to be a Floridian. You know, the state of Florida and Pasco County, we're incredibly veteran friendly. Appreciate the service so much that, you know, we try to do the best we can to want the veterans to choose to live here. And we see it through different, you know, tunnels, towers, homes for our troops. The veterans are moving here because the level of care that they can receive if something happened to them while they were in service, or, you know, good place to be because of, you know, the taxation, and it's warm all the time. So I think more and more veterans are going to keep coming to Florida as they have, and so you guys have a big job ahead of you, and thank you for serving Pasco County. We're a big county now with a lot going on, and we certainly couldn't do all the work that we have to do without your help. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Commissioner.
So I want to share a little story with you. When my brother and I were kids, my dad is a veteran. So before we could, I say, go anywhere fun, he would take us to battlefields and monuments and read the names on the walls. And as a kid, I remember, because there's video, I'm like doing cartwheels, like, can we go now? You know, and I never realized the impact, the history lesson that I was getting. And now as a mom, I do the same thing with my kids, which is just amazing. And when they were little, and I'm saying like 3 years old, they would say, thank you for your service to these grown men. And they would cry and say, thank you. Like, just that young children are brought up knowing the sacrifice that you all made for us. It doesn't go unnoticed, and thank you doesn't even cover it, because all of you, you know, just have so many stories, and I pray that you share those stories with people, because they need to be heard, because you guys are all heroes. So thank you for everything you guys do.
Commissioner.
Thank you. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your service and for what you're doing for our veterans. It's very important to us. Starting years ago, we expanded quite a bit the veteran background and backing of them to help them get their benefits. So what you do is very important. The commission is looking for different things to do for our veterans. So I'm going to throw a couple of things out there, and maybe you guys can think about some ideas and get back with us on. But Steps to Recovery was here this morning. They're going to have like 33 beds for our veterans. They can have treatments, facilities that are in there as well. We're hoping to help them grow, take care of more veterans. And I'll tell you, one thing was startling to me when I talked to Marilyn a couple of years ago, we started the opioid money, was when we were talking about the veterans and how many are homeless, my discussion with her was, well, I'm told by the coalition that we don't have any homeless veterans. We got them all out of the woods. She goes, Jack, they're still in there. So I want to say to you that we got Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery money coming up. We've got other opportunities to help our veterans. Tunnels for Towers could be another option that we could try to help with. But if you can think of any veterans that are homeless that need help, that we can do something, now's a great time to take a look at it. Training programs such as AM Skills can help them get a job. So whatever you can do with these people, especially this next year or so, let's really try to work together and get your ideas to like Kathy and the team, the DR group, and let's try to find what things we can do to help the veterans. But again, thank you very much for your service.
And lastly, I also want to thank you all. I know it can be a very rewarding job and a very tough job. As a matter of fact, just yesterday I was talking with Congressman Bilirakis' office, and they said, if you don't mind, we are just about to finish some paperwork for a veteran who's about to be homeless. And I said, absolutely, call me back when you're done. I mean, the need is great. And I don't think you guys were able to see how many people stood up around you. So I'm just so proud that our county has so many veterans employed. And I tell that to my son-in-law. My son-in-law is a lieutenant colonel. But on January 31st, he'll be colonel, and it's going to happen here in Pasco County, actually. The general's coming in to do the pinning ceremony because my grandson has a hockey tournament here. And that way his wife and son can watch the ceremony. But and he's at the Pentagon at the Joint Chiefs office. But one day he'll be a veteran. And both of my father and my stepfather, Navy, Coast Guard. Hey, any Air Force here? That's it? Okay, let's hear from you. Okay, you're Air Force?
Navy.
Army.
Coast Guard.
Oh. Coast Guard Academy is the hardest academy to get into of all the academies.
Army.
Well, people know that. We're gonna, okay. We're, when I first was elected a commissioner, I had no idea we had a veterans office. No idea at all. And I'm so proud we have it on all three sides of the county, as Commissioner Oakley said. So obviously that shows the need, and we're very grateful for all you do. We're going to be shining the lights on our government buildings on Veterans Day. We'll be shining them green. This is something that NACO is pushing all across the United States, and we've been doing it for a number of years. So if you happen to drive by here or Dade City, I don't know if are we lighting up the utilities building in Land O'Lakes? I don't know if we have the green lights there, but let's get them on there if we don't. And all right, so we will come down and take a picture with you guys.
So you gotta stay in
of this one. We have two of them.
All right, Commissioner Waitman's.
Okay,
Let's roll.
so are you ready?
Yep.
All right, awesome.
Resolution 26-016, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring the month of October 2025 as National Community Planning Month in Pasco County. Whereas the month of October is designated as National Community Planning Month throughout the United States of America and its territories, and whereas the American Planning Association endorses National Community Planning Month as an opportunity to highlight how planning is essential to the future of building sustainability and equitable communities, whereas community planning provides an opportunity for all residents to be meaningfully involved in making choices that determine the future of their community, and whereas by the year 2050, the population of Pasco County is projected to grow by 323,000 residents, and whereas the Pasco County Planning, Development, and Economic Growth Department has created innovative strategies to build successful, meaningful, and economically strategic places in the county that people can live, work, and play, doing so with major developments like Spiro's, Connected City, Central Pasco Employment Village, the Gateway, Double Branch, and villages of Pasadena Hills, while maintaining more than 1/3 of the county's total land area as conserved, open, or green space. And whereas Pasco 2050 is a multi-year initiative to update the Pasco County Comprehensive Plan, and gratitude is extended to the community members and stakeholders that have participated in public workshops throughout the summer of 2025 in order for their input to be included in the county's vision for the next 25 years and beyond. And whereas the celebration of National Community Planning Month gives Pasco County the opportunity to publicly recognize the participation and dedication of the members of the Planning Commission, contributions of the professional community and regional planners, and the passion of the citizen planners in the conjunction with the commitment of the Board of County Commissioners to improve Pasco County. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that the board hereby declares the month of October 2025 as the National Community Planning Month in Pasco County, and calls upon all residents to join their fellow citizens across the United States in recognizing and participating in this special observance, done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 21st day of October 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And this is Commissioner Waitman,
Yes. With a few familiar faces.
but some are missing.
Kind of, well, we'll see
They're
them.
not all here. I
See
can
them this
tell.
afternoon. Maybe we should have done it
Yeah.
at 1:30. No, whether it's Pasco County or a municipality or anywhere in the state of Florida, the job that the planning team and the planning commissions have is an immense one. And, Chair Gray and the Planning Commission can't thank you guys enough for volunteering your time. And we know some of those meetings are fairly contentious, and to work through, citizen comments and working with staff and together collaboratively before the items reach the board level. So thank you all for your willingness to serve, and to the planning staff. You guys have a big job, especially in a county like ours, growing every day and working to vet which projects and the type of use is beneficial to our county, while also, having to thread that needle on land use issues and landowner rights in the state of Florida. And so, I'm sure there's some fun days in your job and there's some rather challenging days in your jobs, but thank you. And of course, to be remiss, working through the comp plan, that's such a huge project. And thank you for taking time to go all across this county to engage our citizenry and take their input to help us formulate what our next 25 years will potentially look like. So glad you all are here today, and proud to recognize you, Chair.
Yep. Well, I think we all want to say something, David, so go ahead, Commissioner Oakley.
Yep. Chuck, thank you for many, many years of serving on the Planning Commission. You've done a great job, and it's been run the right way. David, thank you for coming in with your leadership and guidance for what I call the future of Pasco County that stands behind you that means very much to all of us. And the job they're doing is phenomenal, and it's getting better and better as we go. So thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
So when I think of you guys, your tagline should be planning with a purpose, because I really feel like you guys put a lot of thought. You're thinking ahead of how to make the project better. You're very picky, which I love. You're designing what our county in the future is going to look like, what we don't want, what we do want. And I really see that in things. And you guys also look for quality development. And I can't say, I appreciate you guys so much. So thank you for planning with a purpose.
Thank you.
Commissioner.
Well, I tell you, planning is so important. Thank you guys for picking that career. I want to encourage you in a couple of different ways. The creativity that you can use to get what you think is the best project that's out there. The strength that you might need to deal with some of these developers, because a lot of these guys are going to come in, they're going to give you the biggest heartburn issues they've got, put that in front of you, make you think when you take those heartburn issues away, which they don't care about, they're going to try to get you a different way. You just need to know, especially with land use, you've got a lot of flexibility to make this the best projects you can every step of the way. We try to put ordinances forward, working with you to bring them forward, but sometimes they don't still encapsulate everything we need. You can't write a law for everything. You can't put an ordinance for everything, but your creativity in trying to get the right stuff done is so critically important. Chuck, thank you for serving for all these years. You and the Planning Commission, all the volunteers. I remember when I first got elected, at the time the districts had their own appointments for the Planning Commission. So I hadn't met Chuck at the time, so I drove out to Dade City to meet with him, and they're appointing him as chairman. I go, well, I guess he's my appointee. And you've done a great job leading every step of the way. David, you're stepping in with your leadership, helping this team go and really focus on some great things. Has been absolutely phenomenal. Greatly appreciate everything you're doing. And David Allen, what you're doing to help put this great team together and keep it together has been phenomenal. So keep up the great work too.
And I want to thank you all. And I echo some of my commissioners' words. Stand tough. we know that you are getting pushed to go in a direction that maybe we don't want to go here in this county, and we are behind you. We are behind you. And I'll let you speak too. And I listen to all the Planning Commission meetings. They're a little shorter right now. I don't know what's going on there. I've even listened to a few of your workshops. Although there is one planning commissioner that does lengthen them a lot, but Chuck, I'm going to go over Robert's Rules of Order with you and how much time you're really allowed to speak, right? And to the Planning Commission, and I think we just have you here today. Oh my gosh, I am so grateful to those guys. They don't get paid for what they do, and they're giving up billable hours to serve there. I mean, they could. I'm just really grateful, and I definitely want you to speak, and I definitely want you to say how many years you've been chair, and I just appreciate all of you. I think we've come a long way, and I'm real excited for the ordinances that we have now and the ones that we're strengthening. I think our citizens will really be grateful for the work that this board is doing and what you're doing. So please speak to us, both of you.
Thank you.
Three of you, maybe Terry.
Thank you, ma'am. David Engel, Planning, Development, and Economic Growth. Back in February of '24, the board had a special workshop on community planning. And it's an opportunity to benchmark what's transpired since that very important moment we had with the board. The board asked us to be more context-centric, smarter in the way we approach our planning projects and our development. Also, be sensitive to the environment and the community, and we've done that. So at that time, planning consisted of planning department and economic growth. Now the department is quite a bit larger. A week after that workshop, our county administrator, Mr. Karbala, said, whatever you need to make this happen, you're going to be supported. And right now, the planning department has many dimensions that were not foreseen at that very important workshop. We have planning services. They do our long-range planning. There's a special projects team that does the board's projects, including tree prevention, chicken ordinance,
Standardization of our trail system. We have an active transportation planner. We also have development review, which was a separate department in February of '24. Now they work with us, and there's a major planning check in their engagement as they review the civil design. They the planning check makes sure that the board's policies and approvals are carried out to the letter. We have also plating. We have performance bonds. We have also engineering inspections. When you put that all together, we're being stronger to the developers, but we're also amping up the customer service as well. And our team right today is probably one of the best planning departments in the state of Florida. We have people getting their master's degrees, getting credentialed. We have lunch and learns on a monthly basis for training and development. And it wouldn't be, all this wouldn't happen unless everybody came together. And planning is just not a department anymore. There's parks, recreation, and natural resources. There's public works. There's the transportation engineering department and our utilities folks. We all work together to make Pasco a better place, so thank you.
Oh, I forgot to have Mike speak.
Well, I was just going to add, to that again, thank you, David, for the leadership you've shown to this department. The growth in it that I have seen and witnessed since being in this role has been bar none phenomenal. Mr. Gray, thank you too. I'll echo the board's thanks of the Planning Commission for stepping up and taking it some days, and we really, really plan it. And to the team, you guys, listen, you guys are visionaries, you're implementers, oftentimes referees and negotiators. So we just appreciate everything that you do to make our county great and beautiful and wonderful, and we have you to thank for that. So I appreciate that.
All right, Chuck, you're up. I'm gonna take a picture.
Thank you. A few words. Mainly, I just want to tell you that I'm been honored and humbled, really, to be involved and associated with this county and in terms of planning and zoning for probably, I guess it was 1994 when I got involved, and probably chairman since 2000. And so a lot of water under the dam.
We're gonna get you a gold watch.
Yeah, right. But it's been interesting, and it's been a passion of mine to not only protect the property rights of people who own property, but also to protect the neighborhoods and to try to put myself in a position where when I see a project come in, one of the first things I think about is that something I'd want to have near my home? And if it is, then I try to support it. But I also want to preserve the opportunity for people who have invested in property and own property, the right to do what they want to within reason. And so I'm very excited to be involved in this, and I'm very honored to work with the team of people that are behind me. They do an amazing job, and I know they get a lot of people that complain for any number of reasons, but they don't really understand what goes on and what kind of pressures there are and what kind of workloads there are associated with what they do. So, and together with this commission, I think this is maybe one of the greatest commissions we've had in my lifetime. And just want to say I appreciate everything that you all do and the support you give us. We very much appreciate that. And I look forward to continuing as long as I can, as long as I'm able to be of help. So thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you. There's a lot of you, so we'll stand behind. This is Commissioner Waitman, so Commissioner, you go down. And thank you all so much. Chuck, thank you for speaking up for the trees, because I'm just really grateful that you did that. It gave us a tipping point.
Can some of you go over here?
It's like college again, guys.
Lenore and Little Rose.
Everybody see me? Ready?
Thank you. Okay, let's do the animal one. I can take mine last. We're going a little out of order on our resolutions. Next, we're going to do RS6. A lot of resolutions.
Yes.
I don't have a 6.
It's 26020.
National Animal Shelter Appreciation. Is anyone here?
Is anyone here for this resolution?
Yes, they're coming.
Okay, they're coming. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Mike's here.
Resolution number 26-020, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, recognizing the week of November 2 through 8, 2025 as National Animal Shelter Appreciation Week in Pasco County. Whereas National Animal Shelter Appreciation Week is celebrated each year to recognize the invaluable contributions animal shelters make to the health, safety, care, and welfare of animals in our communities, and whereas animal shelters in our community provide invaluable programs and services such as adoption services, rescue and rehabilitation, veterinary services, education and outreach, volunteer services, foster programs, animal control services, and much more. And whereas there are currently 4 animal shelters in Pasco County, including Pasco County Animal Services, Runaways, Animal Rescue, SPCA, Suncoast, and the Humane Society of Pasco County. And whereas in 2024, these shelters work closely with the community and each other to rescue and save over 7,000 dogs, cats, and other small mammals in Pasco County, and are on the track to save even more in 2025. Whereas these 4 animal shelters work with many incredible members of our community, such as animal advocates, volunteers, rescue partners, veterinarians, community leaders, and more, to save lives and keep people and pets safe in Pasco County. And whereas National Animal Shelter Appreciation Week provides an opportunity for for the citizens of Pasco County to recognize and thank these compassionate professionals for their deep commitment to animal welfare and their lasting impact in the community, as well as spotlighting the need for more incredible life-saving individuals in this profession. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby proclaims November 2nd through 8th, 2025 as National Animal Shelter Appreciation Week in Pasco County, and encourages residents to honor and celebrate the exemplary service and dedication of the animal shelters in Pasco County, done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting on this 21st day of October 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Before we get on to this, there were a bunch of planners here wearing green for RS3, and I just was going to move that to the end because I have to change to green, so I hope they can come back. I think Terry's going to get them. I feel bad they left. Okay, this is Commissioner Mariano.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you all. Mike, you do a great job with our shelter and for our private providers as well. The phenomenal job you guys do to help save pets is greatly appreciated. Can be a big problem. It's a great opportunity for families to actually get pets as well. So what you do is greatly appreciated. I know it's a tough job, but it's got to be pretty satisfying too.
Commissioner Oakley.
Yep. Mike, you keep showing up here in front of us, so things must be going great in your world. So, but certainly appreciate all that you do for the animals here in Pasco County, and you've really done an outstanding job throughout the years that I've been here, that I've been able to see and watch you grow and do the right things for Pasco County. So thank you.
Commissioner Waitman.
Thank you. Yeah, two meetings in a row. Getting pretty good. No, it's thank you for your service to people and animals of our county. All of you all. You know, it's a public health and safety matter first and foremost, right? And you know, especially during storm season, and out of all the things we have to manage, we're sure glad you're there to help manage that piece of the puzzle for us and for the residents, and giving them calm that, you know, parts of their family have a place to go if they need to, and they can receive help, so they can help think clearly. So, you know, you guys are all, your whole team, an integral part of our great county. So good to see you again today.
Yes, and again, thank you so much. Actually, I was at a community meeting last night in Holiday at TAT, and we talked about you all, and they need a little attention. Apparently, they can't walk outside in their neighborhood. We have some dogs that are people are letting out. My dog gets out, so I have a little sympathy. If you open the door and you don't block it, sometimes he just shoots out between your legs. But grateful for all you do. Are all of you county employees, or do some of you have your own shelters? Who do we have here today? Yes, that's what I thought might be going on here today. So, so we're grateful to all of you because you all fill a need in the county.
And if I could just tack on to that, you know, obviously the public safety that Commissioner Waitman brought up. We have people that would not evacuate, quite
Yes.
literally, if we did not take their pets. And I've visited those portions of the shelters, and it's a lot of work. And so my thanks to that. And, you know, you guys, as Commissioner Mariano mentioned, it's not all, you know, obviously we're in it, we love the animals, but the people aspect of that. I mean, my niece and nephew just paid an adoption fee to adopt a dog. That dog's living his best life now, but my niece and nephew are tickled and happy to have another member of the family too. And so animals, we have that special bond as people with them, and just appreciate you guys dedicating your careers to do that and to take care of that in our community. Thank you.
Do any of you want to speak to us?
Fearless leader.
Well, I think the ladies should tell us the name of your shelters.
So I'm Danny, and I run the Runaways Animal Rescue in Port Richey. So we are one of only 4 shelters in Pasco County.
Yeah.
We do have a clinic, and we provide TNVR services to the community as well. So we do
That's
about
important.
1,000 cats a year. Yeah. So, and we save about 1,000 animals annually, dogs, cats, but we also do small animals like rabbits and guinea pigs and anything else that needs a safe place until it finds its forever home.
Wonderful. Thank
Yeah,
you.
she runs a great shelter.
Yeah. All right. Who else is? You could, if you just want to say the name of your shelter, that's fine.
Hi, I'm Candy. I'm from the Humane Society of Pasco County.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ro. I'm with SPCA Suncoast in Newport Richey.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay.
So I'll just finish up here. Mike Shoemate, Director of Pasco County Animal Services. And these folks run these nonprofit rescues.
Yeah.
They struggle every day.
Yeah.
And they give heart and soul to what they do. And we take in, at our shelter, all the strays of the county. We take in all those animals that are abandoned, that maybe they're too aggressive, they're bite dogs, things like that. We get them in our shelter, but in order to maintain a save rate of 90%, we rely on them as rescue organizations to take those animals and get them adopted as quickly as they can. And not only them, but we have other rescues as well. But these are our brick and mortar shelters. This is where people come to surrender their own pets sometimes, because we're quite frankly full right now, and full a lot of the time with strays, so we don't take owner surrenders too often. So we really appreciate the work that they do, and we couldn't do what we do without them. We wouldn't make 90% every month without them. So I'm very grateful to them, and I'm certainly grateful for this board for the recognition. I know I've been here a couple of times, and I receive a lot of praise, but trust me, it's the people that work for me, and it's this team behind me that do a lot of the work, and I'm very grateful to them. But for your appreciation and your willingness to recognize departments in the county, people, individuals, businesses that do great work for people, thank you so much for your time.
Okay. We're going to take a quick photo.
Mike, I just want to say a quick word too. Thank you for the great work you've done. That Save 90 was a big program for us many years ago. You've made it happen, which is some people didn't think it would get done, but you've made it happen. Your partnerships with the private sector is phenomenal, the nonprofits, and also the team you've built to make all this happen. So thank you for all your great service for the
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, let's go.
Yes.
Who has the plaque? Let's get him in a minute. I'm gonna send you.
shuffle that way. Could I get one of you? Could I get one of you to come to this side, please? And then if you could, fill it that way. And then I'll wait for her. I hear her yelling.
Yes, Cooper is, and it's so cute, Cooper has his own name tag. I don't know if it opens the door though. Does it open the door? It might open, no? All right. I think you're gonna have to lift him up.
He's coming in.
Sit, stay. Sit, stay.
We'll do it this way so he's in the photo.
Hey. Did you get one?
I got one.
Thank you.
Thank you all again.
What's his name tag on?
No, his name tag was not on.
Oh.
Thank you.
Technically, he was not working.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Next, we have RS4. Then we're going to do RS3 because I have to change my jacket.
Is Jonas here?
Yes, he is. And I hope the folks back Starkey Market are online now watching.
All right. Resolution number 26-018, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, congratulating Jonas Goldstein for receiving the Voyager Scholarship for Public Service. Whereas Jonas Goldstein grew up in Pasco County and attended J.W. Mitchell High School while also working his first job at Starkey Market and serving on the Longleaf Architectural Review Committee. And whereas during high school, Jonas received a Citizen Appreciation Award from the Tampa Chief of Police and Student Leadership Award from Commissioner of Education Richard Corcoran for his work producing 3D printed masks during the early stages of COVID-19 pandemic. And whereas Jonas went on to attend Florida State University, where he was elected to Student Senate as a freshman, re-elected as a sophomore, and shortly thereafter selected by his fellow senators to serve as the Senate President pro tempore. Whereas while in Tallahassee, excuse me, Jonas became increasingly interested in public service, including serving as a research fellow for the City of Tallahassee, serving on the City of Tallahassee's Transit Advisory Committee and Environmental Board, while at the FSU Institute of Governance and Civics, and serving as an intern to Florida Tax Watch. And whereas Jonas was admitted to the Applied Politics and Policy Learning Experience, APPLE, program at FSU, which gave him the opportunity to intern in the office of Senator Ed Hooper and to be selected among thousands of applicants to intern in the White House in the executive office of the president. And whereas Jonas's commitment to public service was recently recognized by him being the first ever FSU student and one of the only 3 students from the state of Florida to be awarded the Voyager Scholarship for Public Service. And whereas the Voyager Scholarship for Public Service is a nonpartisan 2-year program created by former President Barack Obama and Airbnb CEO Brian Chesky to support students who have a passion for helping others, experience serving their communities, and can demonstrate an expansive view of what is possible through public service. And whereas Jonas was one of less than 5% of the applicants to receive this prestigious scholarship, which awards over $80,000 in scholarship and travel funds to assist students with pursuing a career in public service, designing their own summer voyage to gain exposure to new communities in their chosen field, and networking with experienced leaders in public service. And whereas Jonas intends to utilize the Voyager Scholarship to continue his commitment to strengthening infrastructure and expanding access to energy and transportation by leveraging emerging technologies to help communities become more efficient, reliable, and prepared for future challenges. Now, therefore, it be resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that said board hereby congratulates Jonas Goldstein on receiving the prestigious Voyager Scholarship for Public Service, done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting on this 21st day of October 2025.
Move approval.
Second. All in favor? I don't know if
Aye.
you should do a standing ovation right now.
Right?
I think his parents should be standing up with him. I just want you all to understand who his parents are. So if they would go up and stand with Jonas, I would appreciate it. And I'll go well, no, I get to go first because it was mine, right? When I saw that Jonas won this award, I didn't know all of this. But I guess I could have predicted it, Jonas, because, he worked for us. How old were you when you started working for us?
14.
14. Is that a child labor law thing? Okay, we're not going to talk about that. But when he was 16, amazing young man. And boy, we had him fixing all our IT. I mean, we lost so much when you went away to school. I didn't want you to leave. And he ran for office on a CDD board, but then he was not old enough, so he couldn't do it. But I knew we had a rock star with Jonas, and it's been so fun to watch you as you go on your journey. And gosh, parents, I just can't imagine how proud you are. But we're so proud too, and I'm just so excited to be able to honor you today. So, Commissioner Oakley.
Jonas, I don't know what to say. You're smarter than anybody I've ever known. Now I know how David gets all his reading done and gets everything ready and prepared for our meetings. I thought it was just on his own smart. But I see he's got a lot of extra help. So. But it's really great that you've received this award. It's great that you're doing the things you're doing, starting at the age you did and move forward. A lot of kids tend to not catch up until later in years. So I always tell them sometimes that children are overrated at times. So, but you're done anything and everything that a lot of kids probably won't do until they get to be about 40. So, but it's really remarkable that you've done what you've done and able to do it. And you must really love it, or you wouldn't be doing it the way you're doing it. So I can tell. So,
Commissioner
thank you.
Wow, I think I can speak for everybody here that we look forward to following you on your journey, just to see where
President Jonas.
Yeah, I'm like, boy, do we have the future governor in here?
Yeah, I think so.
You're just absolutely amazing, and just congratulations, and keep putting up the good work. And I know you have an amazing support system. Of course, you have the county. Any way we can help you. I just can't wait to see what the future holds for you. So, congratulations, and well deserved.
Commissioner Mariano.
Jonas, how old are you now?
20.
20.
All that at 20.
Amazing.
Right?
Man,
Right?
that's crazy. What you've accomplished, that's just incredible. No surprise, David, from the time he was born, we talked about it with booming pride, but just see your growth has been absolutely phenomenal. So keep up the great work. Whatever we can do to help you here as a commission, happy to do it, but good luck to you and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Waitman, I know he's not here, but I'm sure he would echo our congratulations. We're all going to come down and take a photo. I have two. Is one for David? I want one. I almost want to put it up at the market.
Yeah, you should.
It's all because of our training.
Come on up.
Mom's phone.
Oh, who's back?
Did you hear?
Oh, yeah.
You have to read it if you didn't get to hear it.
Yeah, there's still time for that. Yeah, there's still time.
Great job.
I do drive an EV though, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because his dad runs it around.
Yeah. I noticed that. It's not gonna match, but I am gonna be wearing green. Okay, the last one. See, I have my green jacket. Okay.
Is anyone coming up for this?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Resolution number 26-017, a resolution by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, declaring October 2025 as Florida Greenways and Trails Month in Pasco County. Whereas greenways and trails conserve native landscapes and ecosystems, link natural areas with communities, and provide Florida residents and visitors of all ages and abilities with year-round opportunities for free health and fitness activities and a connection with the state's natural, historical, and cultural heritage. And whereas Pasco County completed its Greenways, Trails, and Blueways Master Plan in 2023, outlining a long-term vision for a connected, county-wide greenway network that enhances quality of life, supports economic development, promotes safe, non-motorized transportation, and fosters ecotourism and outdoor recreation. And whereas Pasco County actively supports greenway and trail programs by hosting events and activities that encourage residents and visitors to explore, enjoy, and make use of the county's trail system. And whereas Pasco County is home to nearly 300 miles of paved and unpaved trails and more than 80 miles of designated blueways, including regionally significant facilities such as Suncoast Trail, Starkey Wilderness Trail, Withlacoochee State Trail, and Coastal Antelope Trail, many of which form vital links in the statewide Sun Trail system. And whereas the Starkey Trail and Suncoast Trail are part of the Florida Coast to Coast Trail system, with nearly 88% of the trail constructed, and will span 253 miles from St. Petersburg to Titusville and play a vital role in the regional trail network. And whereas Pasco County continues to prioritize trail development with several capital projects underway, including the Orange Belt Trail and the Withlacoochee State Trail. And whereas the Orange Belt Trail is proposed multi-use corridor envisioned as a 12 to 14-foot paved trail that will connect Trinity, Odessa, Land O'Lakes, San Antonio, St. Leo, and Dade City. And whereas the Withlacoochee State Trail extension will close the gap between the existing Withlacoochee State Trail and the existing Hardy Trail in Dade City, strengthening and connecting the local and regional trail systems. And whereas Pasco County remains committed to seeking opportunities, partnerships, and investments that expand and enhance greenways, trails, and blueways, ensuring access for present and future generations. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Pasco County, Florida, that the said board hereby declares October 2025 as Florida Greenways and Trails Month in Pasco County, and encourages all citizens to enjoy and value the health and benefits and natural resources of the Florida Greenways and Trails for present as well as future generations. Done and resolved in regular session with a quorum present and voting this 21st day of October 2025.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So I wanted this to be last because I had to change to green because I forgot to wear green today. But I happen to have this in my car. So I am very happy to be the sponsor of the Greenways and Trails resolution. And you see Commissioner Waitman is wearing green. So, you know.
I remember.
You know, it just came to my mind while she was reading the proclamation that when we're done, we're going to have 3 trails in this county of state significance. Maybe Palatka, I know that's a city, I don't remember what county it's in, but I know there are a lot of trails that go out of Palatka, but that's going to be huge. So we have to do a little research to see if anyone else will have 3 trails of regional state significance. But I'm grateful for all the work you guys are doing. It takes a long time to get these done, but our citizens and our communities are going to be such great beneficiaries of this opportunity to get out and recreate safely. And it will greatly enhance our tourism abilities and really, really uplift our quality of life. So thank you all for your work on this. And I had Ralph come up because maybe you don't know, but Ralph was Will Weatherford's appointment to the State Greenways and Trails Council for how many years?
I was under there for 5
Five.
years.
5.
I came off in 22, so 2013
Yeah.
to
You walked.
And I was on there before Ralph, so I first was appointed by Senator McKay, Senate President. Then I stayed on for Governor Bush. I stayed on for Governor Christ, and I stayed on just a little bit for Governor Scott. So I loved serving on that council, and I wholly believe in the state's mission on its trails plan, and just really grateful that our state is really going all in on trails. So, Commissioner Oakley.
Well, I thank you for all that you do for helping see that everything, all these trails get connected. They always ask me about, well, have you got a trail you're studying or working on? I says, you need to talk to Commissioner Starkey. And she'll take care of whatever your wishes are on that trail. So as long as she's looking after it, I don't have to worry about it. So, but she does a great job in doing just that. And I appreciate each and every one for the work you do and whatever parts you fitted in to make it all connect. So very important.
Commissioner Waitman.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, hand in hand with planning day, right? What our future looks and how we enjoy the amenities of our county, and it's not always an easy job to figure out where to land a trail. Isn't that right, Aaron? Thanks for hanging tough through these. But no, it's important, to work with all the stakeholders when a trail comes through and how to make it successful. And, so it's could be potentially a fun ride, if you will. But pleasure to wear green with you all today. And thanks for coming in.
Commissioner Yeager.
Well, I want to thank you guys. When I think of trails, I just think of family memories, just getting the bikes or walking with our kids, and they'll say, I see a turtle, and then, we pull over, we look at the turtle. So I love anything that's free, that families can enjoy and be together, enjoying the outside. And I love how much planning goes into the trails. I know recently, Commissioner Starkey, we were looking at something, and she's like, wait, the trail is on this side, and there's nothing over here, so it doesn't connect. So I always love that you guys are mindful of that, because that could easily just go unnoticed, and then it goes through and we're like, what were we doing? So just thank you guys.
And I appreciate the trails. Commissioner Stark, you've been a great leader to get a lot of these trails paved, et cetera. And I'm glad we mentioned ecotourism, because I want to talk about that just for a moment. There's a lot of opportunities now that we've done, Change the Penny for Pasco, and trying to work with our ELAM projects that are out there. Past few years going up to New Hampshire, Maine, the off-road experience they have up there. They can go snowmobiling, they can go ATV riding. Now, we're not going to do much snowmobiling here, but I think there's a great...
Work on that.
You work on that? But I think there's great opportunity. But I think there's great opportunity for not only for ATV riding. I mean, those people who like travel, they stay weekends, they have fun, the whole family can do it. I think it would actually save a lot of our neighborhoods and our sheriff's deputies out there that have to chase these guys down if they've got a place to go. So as well as having their friends from out of town or across the country coming in to spend time with us, if you can find a way to make some trails in there, you don't have to pave them, obviously, just cut a path through. Equestrian trails like Giddy Up, we're going to try to do that up the street with Tammy and then Nancy Hazelwood. She talks about trying to put that on the other side, give the horses a place to go, which I think we've tried to do. So I think if we can kind of look at all those things and just keep this thing going, keep up the good work.
Okay, who's gonna
I asked David if he wanted to, but I'll give it a shot. So Keith Wiley, Director of Parks, Recreation, Natural Resources. I will say that it takes a lot. You see all the different department representation here. It's not something easy to get done, but back in 2014, 2015, when Michelle Baker was contemplating merging environmental lands with the Parks Department back then, this is the thought that we were thinking, that we would be able to take advantage of planning recreation within the natural resources landscape. And so when you're honoring greenways, so I didn't wear green, but I wore a blue tie because it's actually greenways, blue ways. So
That's right.
I am the
You're
blue
saving
way.
yourself.
I am the blue way. I'm the blue way within the greenways. But
You and Terry.
I had the same vibe.
yes, Mr. Mariano, we were thinking the same thing. So it's very encouraging to see the support by the board. Commissioner Starkey, of course, everyone knows that you're a huge trail advocate, but we all see the benefit, in the community. And again, it's not an easy thing to do. So we have some work to do. We're doing the 2050 update right now with the planning department. They're leading that very well, and we're trying to figure out how we make this trail planning, this regional system, how we get it concreted so that we have a clear path, if you will, clear path for trails. And that way, it'll be a lot easier to implement. But I do appreciate the support. Again, I mean, I don't know if anyone wants to talk about all the teams that are represented here, but Sam Bennick is no longer with us from project management. He was huge. I know
He's
Aaron's
doing trails in Denver.
He's doing trails in Denver, but it's just a massive collaboration, and I just want the board to really understand how complicated it is from both the planning, just the identifying of a system, right? How you do that, to getting it into a policy document, to then actually requiring it both on private or public land, and then designing it and constructing it. And guess what? They always like to say, Keith, you maintain it at the very end. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to maintain it, I want to be a part of the actual planning process. But thank you very much for the recognition.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to come down and do the photo, and the rest can stand behind.
Missed a check today.
Yeah, I'm like, Keith always needs money, and he's not here. We gave it to someone else. You weren't here. Yeah. Okay, we are on to the consent agenda, and I have 3 pulls. I don't have my glasses with me today. C23, C29, and C31. Is there anything else that we want to pull from the consent agenda?
I think it was C51.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Chair, just
Yes.
a question for Mitch. So I understand that the reason for pulling 51, there is no similar concern with 50?
I don't believe so.
Hold on.
What do you say?
Yeah, those are just applications.
Okay.
Move approval of consent agenda, remaining consent agenda.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, C23.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, no, pulled this item just to recognize some of the technology improvements from the IT folks and how this is going to save in the long run when we look at reoccurring spending and where we can save and cut from. And so just wanted to highlight the fiscal discipline that this part of our team has, and let the county administrator or whomever talk to it in a little greater detail. So
Good idea.
Yeah, just real quick, the idea here was that to implement a program that, our IT team went and did some market analysis based on our current spending habits, right? And took a look at the current statewide government contract that we're perfectly legally able to take advantage of through a procurement aspect, but decided that going on our own contract would actually save money. And so, in fact, by not relying on that global contract, we're saving approximately $400 per year $400 per computer purchase. So with that, that's allowed us to save upwards of, over the life of this contract, about $2 million or $500,000 a year, which, when we looked at the millage rate going through it at the budget hearing, was one of the reasons we were able to give that money back to the taxpayers, because we didn't need it, because we've done things to make our IT department more efficient in terms of how we rely on our computers, as well as how long we hold on to them. we also made some changes in terms of our useful life. So rather than cycling computers out every 3 years, we went and decided to cycle them out every 4 years. And just those subtle efficiency changes
Love
made a huge impact. And we were, like I said, we were able to, this board was able to, I was able to make a recommendation to the board to cut the millage in order to realize those savings back to the taxpayers. So we're very proud of the team of them doing that. And then on the side, it's just gravy. They implemented an employee buyback program for computers.
Brilliant.
Which
And where'd that idea come from?
I think that came from someone in your office there,
Yes.
Commissioner Starkey. And allows our employees to, incentivizes them really to take care of their equipment, because guess what? They can buy it in the end and use it for personal use. And that'll probably add another 50,000 to 60,000 back to the general fund as well. So very proud of our IT folks for taking efficiency to heart and doing good things for our taxpayers.
Thank you, Mike. With that, I move approval.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, C 28.
Guys replace all.
Good morning, members of the board. Jason Mickle, Public Works Director. I tried really hard to put this project into your district, Commissioner Starkey, in District 3. But it's actually in Commissioner Yeager's district, the northern Newport Richey outfall.
And my staff didn't catch it. I told them, anytime you see Port Richey.
They did catch it. Someone, or maybe you caught it.
I caught it.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
You
That's
see Port Richey,
my
that's
bad.
me. Okay, so that's it. We're just changing the county commission district. Take a motion?
That's it.
Move. So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jason. Okay, and then C51 is a withdrawal.
Yeah, Chair, and
Yeah.
for that, you know my angst towards live local, but C51 was vulnerable to live local, and it would have doubled down on the exemption, and our taxpayer would have been on the hook to potentially pay even more. So thank you,
Okay, good
Mike
catch.
and Chuck and team, taking a look at this a little bit further before making a vote on it.
Okay, so we are now up to the I think it is going to be R52? No, R60, right?
R61, actually, I'd like to move.
You want to go to 61? Okay, 61.
Good morning, Commissioners. Paula Baracaldo, Director of Support Services and also Chair of the Opioid Task Force. I am here this morning to present to you our Year 3 project recommendations, and we'll get started. So on our first slide, we have here our list of task force members. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize all of their hard work in reviewing all of those applications to allow us to make recommendations before you today. Earlier today on your consent agenda, you also confirmed Christine Garrison. She's a social services administrator from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, who will be taking the place of Captain Tony Roach, who is retiring from the force. I would like to also extend a thank you to Captain Roach for all of her contributions within the task force and outside of it to advance behavioral health in our community. The remaining seats with a single asterisk are those that will be reappointed on January of 2026, and so those will be coming before you on a future agenda. So now just a very high-level quick recap that thanks to your support, over $14 million have gone to different community projects, over 20 of them that have focused on 5 primary areas, primarily on the treatment, recovery, and prevention and education areas that are the primary focus for our task force. As a reminder, these efforts have also been recognized at the national and state level through the Mental Health Urgent Care Center in partnership with Baycare earlier this year. And so that takes us to a quick overview of the funding available for Year 3. So this year, the county was awarded over $1.2 million from the City County Fund and over $4.5 million from the Regional Fund. In addition to that, the Opioid Task Force made the recommendation to roll over $100,000 that were non-allocated from a project in Year 2 for a grand total of over $5.7 million to allocate between community and internal projects. You may also recall that about a year ago, the board also authorized for $750,000 to be carved out from the City County Fund in order to fund county projects that were identified through the budget process. And so with over $9 million in community asks, the OTF only recommended 11 out of those 17 original projects that were submitted. And so that brings us to a quick recap of those projects. I just want to remind you that those bold sections under each of those projects are the sections that they meet under the guidelines of the Community Abatement Plan, and it's a requirement of the program. So very quickly here, we have ACE Opportunities. They are a transitional housing and rapid rehousing program. Their target population are adults. Then we have Alliance for Healthy Communities. This is to continue to expand opioid prevention services in our community and deliver opioid-specific prevention to adults through their ASAP program and STAND through their youth-led program, in addition to provide family-based prevention strategies. The third project on the list is Baycare Behavioral Health. This is really phase 2 of the Urgent Behavioral Healthcare Center that will be expanding to the east side, primarily serving the city of Dade City and surrounding areas. Oops, going back one slide. Next, we have Florida Recovery Schools, Victory High School, which is the only recovery high school in the state of Florida. This will be funding primarily salaries and direct services for about 25 students. Next, we have One Community Now, and this is really to provide transitional housing support, family reunification, and other wraparound services to veterans and non-veterans alike, and they're also hoping to expand to the east side of the community. Then we have Pasco County Corrections. This is one of our internal projects that will be continuing. This is year 2 from their county allocation to provide incarcerated inmates with medically assisted treatment and other opportunities to receive supportive services as related to opioid use disorder. And that brings us to our joint program within Fire Rescue and our Human Services team. This is an expansion of the Mobile Integrated Health program with additional case management support from our Human Services partners. And then we go on to Premier Community. This is really to provide staffing cost to the behavioral health services location that you authorized on year 2. And their target population are all ages. Then we go on to the Hope Shot. This is to continue to provide housing support, peer coaching, community-based recovery services at the Always Center in Newport Richey. Next on the list is Van Gogh's Palette. And this is really to provide rehabilitation services for individuals suffering from opioid use disorder and substance use disorder through a structured work order program. With placements of about 6 to 9 months for entry-level jobs in our community. And last but certainly not least, we have Warrior Wellness, which will serve veterans, first responders, their spouses or significant others with mental health issues and primary and secondary traumas as related to opioid and substance use disorder. And so that brings us to the official recommended list from the Opioid Task Force. So from left to right, you'll see the applicant organization, the proposed project name, the full amount requested by each applicant, and then on the next 2 columns, their partial allocation, if applicable, between both the city-county fund and the regional fund. But I'd like for you to focus on the last column, which is the total recommended allocations for this year. So I'm going to go top to bottom, naming the applicant organization and the full amount they were awarded, or recommended for award, I should say. Baycare Behavioral Health, their full allocation, $697,896. Premier Community Healthcare Group, $336,335.50. The Hope Shot, $961,867. Alliance for Healthy Communities, $358,075.50. Pasco County Corrections, $1,120,000. Van Gogh's Palette, $60,000. ACE Opportunities, $53,000. One Community Now, $97,501.89. The partnership project between Fire Rescue and Human Services, $1,102,032. Warrior Wellness, $150,000. And last, Florida Recovery Schools for $100,000. So after having briefed all board members and leadership and addressing questions and concerns about these projects, before you are the consensus recommendations of these allocations for each of these projects for year 3. Those are on the blue column that you'll see there to the right. And so I'd like to call out only the specific projects that were revised in their allocation recommendation for your consideration today. So we're going to start with the third project down. That would be the Hope Shot. And we're proposing a reduction of the allocation from $961,000 and change to $300,000. The second project, Vincent House, an increase of the allocation from $60,000 to $100,000. Next, One Community Now, an increase of their allocation from $97,000 and change to $150,000. Next, Warrior Wellness, an increase of their allocation from $150,000 to $200,000. Next, Florida Recovery Schools, an increase of their allocation from $100,000 to $150,000. So these recommended changes effectively amend the proposed allocation for all projects from the opioid task force from $1,036,676.21 to $4,567,307.32. And if it pleases the board, by adopting these changes, you will reinstate the capital contingency in the amount of $469,368.89. As you may recall, during year 2, the capital contingency was allocated to one of our projects. And so those projects from year 1 that necessitated that additional capital contingency were left without any. For the record, there's also a letter that was distributed to you this morning in your packet. This is a request from Steps to Recovery. They had made a request to the Opioid Task Force in excess of $437,000. This is, again, a project from year 1. Their original allocation was $3 million, and at the time that the request had been made to the Opioid Task Force, which was out of cycle, they were about $2 million in the bank. At this time, they're about 50% into their allocation, so they're about $1.5 million into those $3 million. And so the way that we had left it with the Opioid Task Force was that we would reconvene with them at the November 3rd meeting, and at that time, that will check again their execution rate, and based on that, make a recommendation on additional potential funding that they might need. Also for the record, the changes to their allocation were triggered due to Davis-Bacon requirements because they are a federalized project since they received community development block grant dollars for infrastructure needs for this project. And so, any questions so far?
I just want y'all to understand, since we went through this with AMP-Skills, and I've never been through this with this federal money and the CDBG, they have to spend it to get it. Not everybody have. I mean, it's really tough. It's a federal requirement. It's not anything we can do, but certainly, I don't know if people realize that. We didn't realize that when we got our CDBG grant.
So as part of this program, we do announce that before applicants submit their applications that this is a reimbursement-based project.
Yeah, and really
grant opportunity, I should say.
But they don't. Is that the same for the opioid money?
Yes, ma'am.
They have to spend it to get it.
So it's a reimbursement-based grant, yes, ma'am.
So where is Steps for Recovery getting $1 million to?
So they did have some funding available through the VA. I believe they were also awarded $1.5 million, and then they had a little over $500,000 that had been granted through them by CDBG. So as there's...
They can use federal money to offset the other federal money?
Yes, ma'am. We don't have the requirement. We don't have the same requirements that CDBG has.
Okay, well, that's good. Because that's really hard for some of these people to have to figure out where to get the money. Then you've got to pay your bill, and then you get reimbursed.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to make sure y'all know that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So with this 437 and looking at all the difficulties of going through the federal process, there was no contingency money put in their budget. That's why there's the shortfall as well. That can't take the contingency part. Is there anything keeping us from adding this in today or you just want to wait till November to give them the money? Because they're coming up on March to have this done. I'd like
Right,
peace-
so
I'd
I
like
think
to
that
get a little
gives,
peace of mind if possible.
yeah, pardon me, Commissioner. So I think that gives us the flexibility to see where they are in their expenditure rates, and as they come in with those expenditures closer to the end of that $1.5 million that they still have in the bank, then we can start making those recommendations to authorize additional funding needed.
So is there any way we can approve it subject to those things being
Yes,
met?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, this would be a specific for that capital contingency expense.
okay.
Okay, we cut her off, so what else do you have?
So, last but not least, and to finalize, I'd like to revisit our internal projects. So on the top chart, you have all of the county-funded asks for year 3. In gray are those projects that participated in the competitive community application process. And in blue are those projects that will be funded through the board-approved $750,000 allocation for a total of almost $3 million of services to our community and first responders through the opioid fund. The bottom chart really is a breakdown of the split allocation between county projects and community projects that breaks to about 50-50 for the full allocation that we received for year 3, in addition of those 100,000 that were rolled over to program funding.
We can make a comment to that too?
Yeah.
You know, when we had the settlement that was going through, settlement is designed to reimburse you for the expenses you've had to make you whole. All the rules and regulations was scary to me as far as everything going through. But seeing that there were so many good projects that were out there, seeing that we could actually use this to help offset and cut our citizens' taxes down by you doing it, I've been very comfortable with it from that. So much as it may be 50-50, it is a settlement agreement that was signed into, so there's perfectly good to do it this way to save the taxpayer the money.
But this money is not forever.
That's correct.
No, it just
And then we're gonna have to take over the funding of it. That's just.
We have about 15 years left of this funding, and
But
it'll
it's-
be decreasing over time.
Right, so.
I have a comment that just to all our nonprofits, this is not easy, like this whole process, because there's so many great nonprofits in our community. And when you read through every one of them, you're like, how can you not give money to them? How can you not give, it's really difficult. So we try our best to share the money, and I feel like I could speak for all of us, that it is hard.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard. So.
All right. Well, bearing any other additional comments or questions?
Can you go back for a second to that last paragraph? I'm like, so 5 million, it's a 3-year project allocation. Year 3, 50% is going to the county projects. And is that a percentage that we're gonna keep all the way through, or is that gonna start wiggling?
So this is the second year of that $750,000 allocation for county projects. We have the last full year would be next year, and I know that we're gonna be meeting with leadership to bring back to you a strategy on that end.
Okay, and Commissioner Waitman?
Yes. You know, so going through this, was this our 3rd round?
This is our 3rd year, yes, sir.
I thought Paula was one of the county attorneys for a long time. We were going through this, and I just recently learned that Paula's not one of the county attorneys. But just goes to show you, she knows all the legalese behind this project. So some of these projects we're funding brick and mortar. We've heard, what's our legislative ask? 10 or 12 million to help the judges, to help courtroom security. Could we use a portion of this funds to help with the facilities for the courts? I mean, they're dealing with people who have challenges from these substances, and they go before them, and the judges are obviously going to levy what they levy and lead them down a path to try to get help. Could this help with a funding match for the legislature, or could we use a portion of these funds to go towards that project? And I say this because we do not have to spend the money, the full amount, when we kit them every year. We're allowed to hold money back to see if something better comes down the pipeline, like the homeless initiative that we have going on. We can save money of each cycle or percentage to invest in a future project or something else. So it's like there's no mandate to have to spend these funds. And quite frankly, the only group I have total comfort with in spending on is Pasco County government's initiatives and within our own internal organizations and help offset, the tax base and what we take from taxpayers. But thinking about it and hearing what, the $437,000 for the transitional housing, why couldn't we use it with some retrofitting of our court systems, or use it as a match through the legislative process, and maybe we capture 5 or 6 million from the legislature instead of asking them for the full 10 or 12 or whatever it is. Can we do that?
So the challenge that we have with these funds is that they need to be directly related to opioid use and co-occurring mental health conditions. So whether that is a service that is providing education, mitigation, it needs to be directly linked to that.
So judges in the court system are.
So we are currently funding 2 positions for them.
I'm talking brick and mortar.
That would be something that we would have to explore a little bit further, Commissioner.
I think we should.
Are you talking about for the renovations for Dade?
Any of them, whether it's here or over there, just generally like.
Okay, because I was going to say, for Dade City, they have a match already.
I mean, if there's any of where the judges are working in our county.
Yeah, I think the commissioner's asking is, can we offset? Right now, we're using the court facility fee to offset that as our match. We'll have to look into that. Paul is correct.
Offset is a bad term.
Sorry? Oh,
offset would not be, you would not be able to offset. You would potentially, if an application were submitted to go through the process that we have set up, and you could demonstrate that a percentage, hopefully closer to 100% of a courtroom was
allocated
was to remedy a opioid type issue, the feds might look and the settlement may look kindly on that, but you'd have to. There's some guardrails that have been set up that you can't just offset your county budget with.
Yeah, I think, and there's supplanting and there's other issues.
Legalese.
So, but to Paula,
like with scheduling, and unfortunately, it's an issue, right? And we could probably, unfortunately, schedule every day with folks who have these types of challenges in a courtroom, and that's where we would coordinate with Chief Judge and others. My opinion.
Okay, well, that's for next year.
Madam
Next
Chair?
year's discussion, yeah.
Is there another fund too that the state controls direct?
That's correct. So there's 3 funds that make up the full opioid settlement: the state, the city, county, and the regional fund. We only receive direct allocation through the city fund and regional fund.
Maybe we could take a look at the state money and try to get the
What are they
capital
doing?
funds for that.
What are they doing with it?
They pick big projects.
They're funding several projects across the state and primarily focusing on treatment and recovery services. I know that Project CORE, which it was sort of the inception of the mental healthcare program that we have with Fire Rescue, started as part of that allocation. So we can definitely bring that information back to the board.
Commissioner Yeager has left, but we were like, I think it was us and Manatee were ground central for the opioid abuses in the state. So hopefully that money's coming to us and to Manatee County in proportion to how we were affected.
You didn't ask, you don't get.
That's right. We need to look at that. Thank you for kind of raising that, and you for going to the state idea. We need to explore that.
Yeah. One more question. Pasco kids first got money last year. They didn't spend it. They were working with them. So if we need more for them later on, that can work for them as well.
That's correct. We're allowing for them to fully spend their year 2. So we're working on that at this time with their team.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next page.
All right. So that is all I have for you today. So unless there are any questions, I would like to request your approval for the consensus recommendations brought before you and approval of this project.
Take a motion.
Can you pull up the actual list of the funding for the consensus?
Yes, sir.
What we are voting on? Okay.
So, Madam Chair?
Yeah.
Paul, if I wanted to make the addition to steps to recovery for the 437, 337, would you rather see that in a separate motion or combine it with this?
What I would suggest, Commissioner Mariano, is to allocate that towards a capital contingency, and as they provide us with invoices as needed, then we can make the recommendation to approve those. Because the letter, even though it stated the 437,000, it might be less or it might be more. So that way you have the opportunity to recoup the leftover funds and roll those over into program funding or assign them to something else in the future.
Okay. I just want to make a motion for approval with the giving staff direction to take a look at steps to recovery requests coming up on the capital contingency part of it.
Second.
Okay. Motion is seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Commissioner Yeager, do you want to vote? Did you vote?
What were we, sorry?
We're approving the project funding.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As an aye.
Aye.
Okay, it is 12:05, so we will.
No, we voted on.
On the contingency, we need to vote on
Oh,
the project
okay.
list.
But that
All
was,
right.
the motion, that was only for the contingency. There wasn't a motion done for this.
No, it's all.
Project list.
It was?
Yeah, he rolled it into one big
okay.
motion with the contingency
good.
added to it. We're good. Okay, it's 12:05. Let me ask you something, Mike. The next one, do we need a presentation or can we just vote on it?
That's the pleasure of the board. We put it last just simply because we needed it approved in the opioid funding before we asked the board to
Well,
vote on consent.
I don't need a presentation. Are we okay to go ahead and, which one, what's
This
it?
is
The
the
next regular item
R62.
was contingent on you approving funding.
Okay, so
yeah,
let's take a motion on that one, first responders.
Move approval 62.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That way they don't have to come back. Okay, we're done with that one. Ralph, we'll take you up after our afternoon. We have a short afternoon. Okay, I'll sign this, and then we'll finish